Hi, welcome to Business Forward. This is Travis Markwood with the Lancaster-Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce, and we're here today for this segment at Eastland-Fairfield Career Center, and I have with me Kelly Fuller. How are you doing today, Kelly?
Great, Travis. How are you?
Good, good. We are actually in their HVAC Lab for adult education here at this facility, and it's really a state-of-the-art facility that we've had a chance to look around a little bit before the taping of this show. We're going to dive a lot more into the actual HVAC program itself. But I know, Kelly, we wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of adult education and technical programs in terms of workforce and the economy in today's business climate.
Absolutely. I think people often think that career tech education is maybe a lesser path, a plan B. And I guess, Travis, what we want people to know is that in this economy, the skilled trades, the education that's afforded by career tech is a very viable pathway. Not every job requires a 2 or 4 year college degree, and not every learner necessarily has to be 2 or 4 year college bound. The beauty of a program like an adult ed HVAC in this facility is when an individual completes in less than a year, they're able to go immediately into the workforce.
Right. And as long as there's that demand for those types of employees, I mean, they're able to make a good living very quickly, right?
Absolutely. I think, that's one of the things that we always look at when we're trying to determine what is a good program to run. We look at viability, whether this is a job that's in demand, whether it's a job that is financially stable, so an individual could work in this field immediately upon completion and be able to have a decent salary and be able to be self-sustaining.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe in talking with you previously, you've created some really strong partnerships with folks in the industry that actually help you recruit some of your students right away, right?
We do. That's really another beauty of career tech education is we work with business partners. They act as our advisors. We are very blessed, especially in the HVAC side, to have a large number of employers from the counties we serve. Fairfield County is very well represented on the employer side, as is Franklin and Pickaway and some of the contiguous counties. Sure. But the businesses are really the ones that make this run for us.
Absolutely. And these career tech programs, whether it be in manufacturing, whether it be in HVAC, I mean, the technology has become so advanced. It's kind of not what these jobs aren't what they used to be.
They're not, and again, that's where that business partnership really comes into play. We talk to our business partners formally twice a year, but they're involved regularly in our class. So they might come in and say, things have changed. HVAC's a perfect example, and our instructor will probably talk more about the higher level of the Internet of Things and how
Sure.
we now can turn off and turn on our heating and cooling from another location.
Your cell phone.
Or your cell phone, yeah. Absolutely. And when that doesn't work, then you need someone that can come in and know how to fix that, how to maintain it, and make sure that it's ready to go.
Yeah. Now, a program like this, tell me who this is for. I'm sure you have a lot of different ages, a lot of different backgrounds, people coming from a lot of different previous careers, or maybe they're brand new out of high school. Tell me a little bit about who this is for.
Yeah, so all of that. So on the adult side, to be an adult learner here at Eastland-Fairfield, you have to be 18 or older, high school graduate, or GED completion. And our typical student is, in this program, typically male, but it could be anywhere from 18 to 34. We have outliers there as well, so we have some people who are maybe re-careering, getting a new skill set, and they might be a more seasoned, more mature worker.
And how many instructors do you have here in the program?
So we have one main instructor, and then we have someone who's out here in the lab helping the students get that hands-on experience that's so critical.
Okay. And again, we're in the lab. We have an indoor location, but we're going to take a look at all this a little later, but we have an outdoor section as well that gives them hands-on experience?
We do, because we really want these individuals, when they complete, to know that when they go out to work on a heating or cooling unit, whether it's commercial or residential, they're going to be outside for a lot of that. So, how do I then work in the elements and, know in the natural lighting and in, everything that I need to know, so that we're also getting it inside in a more clinical space, but outside as well in a very realistic.
Absolutely. And as we're talking today, I mean, we just came off a really cold snap,
right.
With our climate here over the last couple weeks. I mean, that has to increase the demand for a lot of these HVAC companies in terms of staffing up.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the winter, on Christmas Day, when you have an issue with your heating unit, right. You need someone local that's accessible and trained that can be there to take care of that for you. In the summer, same thing. Converse, when it's super hot and your air conditioning goes out. So these folks are always going to have, we're always going to have a need locally for people that are trained in HVAC.
Perfect. Well, I know we're going to take a look at the actual classroom. We're going to talk to some of your instructors. We're going to take a look at the lab a little more in depthly. But we're also going to meet some of your partners, or at least one of your real key partners.
Absolutely.
Coming up. So why don't we head out and take a look at the rest of the facility?
Sounds great. Thanks,
All right.
Travis.
Welcome back to Business Forward. Again, I'm Travis Markwood with the Lancaster-Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce, and we're here at the Eastland-Fairfield Career Center, and we're in the adult education area, the HVAC program. We've made our way into the actual instructional classroom here, and we're with Walter Rhodes, who is the instructor here for the program. Walter, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Walter, how long have you been with Eastland-Fairfield?
This is my 9th year
Okay.
as an instructor.
Okay, so you've got some familiarity with the program, right? Yeah, good deal. Well, listen, we talked with Kelly just a little bit ago, just about the importance of these types of programs and the overall workforce and the economy. But let's talk specifically about the program a little bit. What are some of the areas of the HVAC industry that you're actually instructing in?
hmm We train heavily in electrical,
Okay.
motor controls, of course the refrigeration cycle, and air distribution and installation.
Okay. So when you talk about some of these in the electrical part, how long are you spending on each of these throughout the course of the life cycle of a program?
We have committee members, different contractors around the area, and they've expressed the need for the students to know the electrical side of it more than anything. So we do that weekly. We train in electrical weekly.
Okay. Because when you get down to it, you've got thermostats and the electrical system and the motherboards and all these, machines that you're working on, and that's usually an important part of trying to diagnose what's going on, correct?
Yeah, it's about probably 90% of the problems are electrical.
Absolutely. Now, when you talk about, I think you talked about the duct work and the airflow, that's important as well, because the way a house is designed and the duct work, I'm sure you have to get in there and figure that out a lot.
Oh, you do. You can freeze up the coil or have the furnace go off on a high limit without the proper airflow.
Now, your students, as they go into the workforce, are they doing much new build or more maintenance and repair?
Now that we've moved into the new facility, we're going to get into new build.
Okay, all right. So there's some design work that goes there, right?
There is. We designed the ductwork and the airflow.
Okay. Now, you mentioned refrigeration. That's certainly important when you're talking about air conditioning, but refrigeration also in standalone refrigeration units like freezers, refrigerators, those types of things?
We do. We train in refrigeration also, the walk-in coolers, freezers. We try to even get into the commercial side of it with boilers and chillers.
Okay. Now, there's always a lot of new technological advancements in this industry. We're seeing people access their heating system and cooling system from their cell phones. What are some of the trends that you're seeing?
The HVAC is going towards electronics, the technology of solid state microprocessor control, and that hasn't been the trend until now.
Okay. And we are seeing technology from a mobile standpoint, correct?
We are. They have thermostats that you can control from your phone. You can control your home environment anywhere.
Yeah, well, that's pretty interesting. And of course, a big part of new systems, I'm assuming, is the efficiency, and that's probably a big part of what they're trying to do in today's technology, right?
It is. Now we have 97% efficient furnaces. The heat pumps, they're really high SEER, 20-some SEER. And it's all about energy efficiency.
Sure. Now, one of the things we didn't mention is the difference between electric, gas, heating. Those are two pretty different things there, and you have to know your way around gas lines and things as well.
Oh, you do. We train in gas pipe sizing. Of course, they call it fossil fuel furnaces are not 100% efficient, where an electric furnace is 100% efficient. So.
Okay. Very interesting. If you were to, talk to any student that is, or individual that's considering this program, what would you suggest for them to be thinking about as far as their career goes, if they're even thinking about a program like this?
Mm-hmm. Well, with HVAC, there are multiple jobs available. It doesn't have to. It can be refrigeration, it can be air distribution, installation, maintenance. There is a lot of different jobs available.
Excellent. And what would you say estimate your placement of students graduating this program, and maybe how soon they get placed?
It's over 90%.
Okay.
It's been really good.
And nearly as soon as they graduate, or?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
A lot of them already have jobs promised before they graduate.
Okay. And that's probably due to some of the strong partnerships you have with some of your business partners?
It is. We have meetings twice a year, and we do what's called an employability workshop, where the contractors come in and actually will interview the students and hopefully hire them.
Sure, absolutely. Now, one thing that we talked about a little before the show is the safety aspect. When students graduate, they have some safety certifications through OSHA, correct?
They do. We do the OSHA 10 training when they first come in so that they're ready for the lab.
So that's basically any employer is going to require them to have that before they start the job, correct?
They do now. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Well, good. Well, Walter, I tell you, it's been a pleasure talking to you about your program here. It's exciting things happening here at Eastland Career Center, and we appreciate you taking time with us on the show.
I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, welcome back to Business Forward. We've made our way back out into the lab area here at Eastland-Fairfield Career Center and their adult education HVAC program. And we're with the instructor of the lab here, Bob Lane. Bob, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Bob, some real interesting stuff going on behind us here. You've had some of your business partners actually donate units of different styles and types for your students to actually work on. You want to kind of explain what they're able to do with some of these units here?
Well, right now we're still venting and connecting and setting up all the units. The higher end units that we have are variable speed units, so they'll operate at different phases of heating. They're designed for comfort, and there's a lot more electronics and things like that in them. So we teach the students how to set those up, how to troubleshoot them, how to fix them, how to repair them.
Okay. I see that there's actually plumbing lines, and then we have duct work, and that's all part of it, right?
Yeah, the plumbing is the gas piping, and also the high-end furnaces, they're condensing furnaces, so we vent those with PVC because the exhaust is not as hot.
Gotcha. And then you also have a couple other simulated areas here. You have a basement simulation so that your students can learn how to work in
Yes, we do.
areas, right?
Yes, we have a basement simulator, so we can hang ductwork and set furnaces and run out heat runs and those type of things.
You pile lots of storage boxes around the units, as in a typical basement.
No, no, they'll get enough of that when they get out there on the road.
Yeah, right, definitely. And now outside as well, because a lot of times with your air conditioning units are typically outside, you have a simulated area there as well.
Yes, we do. We have all of our units outside. The heat pumps and ACs are outside.
Okay, excellent. And on average, as part of the program, how much time do students spend here hands-on working on this equipment versus in the classroom?
The classroom time is usually about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we're out here about 3 hours.
Okay.
So,
So more than half, yeah.
yeah, we emphasize the lab a lot because that's what the guys are going to be doing. The classroom is also important because of the theory, but out here is where they get their hands on the equipment.
Okay. And you change this area out, like right now it looks like you're working on heating units, but you change it out different times of the year to work on the different areas of heating and cooling?
Yeah, it seems like during the winter, students seem to want to gravitate towards the furnaces more, and then in the summer they tend to want to work on the AC, but we can do both any time of the year.
Well, this time of year, it's nice to work inside here in your heated shop, right?
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, Bob, it's been a pleasure talking to you about the program here. Really appreciate you taking time for us to be on the show.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. All right, folks. Again, this is Bob Lane, instructor here at Eastland-Fairfield Career Center. And up next, we're going to get to meet one of Eastland-Fairfield's partners, Fairfield Heating and Cooling from Lancaster. So we'll be visiting with them and talk about their partnership with Eastland-Fairfield. Hi, welcome back to Business Forward. As we mentioned in some previous segments, Eastland-Fairfield Career Center has created some real strategic partnerships with some of the local businesses in this the HVAC industry. And one of those strategic partners is Fairfield Heating and Cooling. And we have Scott Mahler here. He's the vice president and partner with Fairfield Heating and Cooling. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Travis. Appreciate being here.
Absolutely. Now, Scott, we talked about the strategic partnership. Tell us about how you're involved with the program here and the input that you guys provide.
So we value our relationship with the Eastland-Fairfield Career Center, and as part of our relationship, we're involved with their steering committee, their advisory committee here, as well as with the adult program, as well as with the high school program in the heating, ventilation, air conditioning curriculum. We meet with the teachers and advisors and supervisors and administrators on a quarterly basis to steer and guide the curriculum so that it is, in fact, tied in with the actual industry that we're working in, making sure the students get trained so that they can become part of the workforce.
Absolutely. And I'm sure, in your industry, you guys have to be up on the latest technology, the latest trends. So what a better relationship than to have the people that are in the field talking about the new technology.
Absolutely.
And what are some of those things that you're seeing in the field of HVAC right now that are new trends?
So some of the new trends is obviously towards higher efficient equipment, more technology in the controls, technology in the thermostats that control these systems in the home, all geared towards saving, consumers, homeowners, or businesses money when they're running their heating cooling systems.
Okay. So you're advising with the program, but you're not only just advising and putting input, but you're actually making an investment in the program in the form of actually hiring students directly from the program, correct?
Correct, absolutely. I would say that 80% of our field technicians have come through the Fairfield Career Center, Eastland-Fairfield Career Center, either through their high school program or through the adult program. So we use this as one of our primary areas for recruiting new employees to work at, out in the industry.
Excellent. And how many employees do you guys have at Fairfield Heating and Cooling right now?
So currently we're at 21 technicians. So I would say probably 18 of those technicians came through the Career Center, and they certainly come through with skills and awarenesses that the normal work recruiting would have us do.
Now, as an employer in this industry, what would you tell somebody that's thinking about a program such as Eastland Fairfield Career Center?